in every one of those, man. And I was so proud as I did it. I was like, this came out perfect. I think we're live. It should be up now.
I'm just kidding. It looks good.
No, don't butter me up now.
Anytime I buy like a comic book, this is what they come in. So it's perfect. It's perfect.
Oh my God! So
Okay,
let's get the
you're
value
good.
of a piece of paper.
Let me put this in the Lee family.
All right, so we're gonna get back onto what we were just talking about, but before I guess I don't know. Anyways, before we get started, this is my other brother, our other brother Chris. He's here for the first time in Victoria in like 20 years because he hates to come see us and he hates us in general. But Chris,
I'll let that pass.
what do you do, Chris? You know, give
For a job.
He makes merchandise.
Yeah.
He makes merchandise. But he didn't make this merchandise.
Promotional items is my specialty.
Like
but,
lanyards, hats, shirts.
Lanyards, hats, shirts for a really good price. Yeah. Especially for relatives.
So, but these are especially.
I didn't make these. I don't know why. I didn't do these. I'm just kidding. I do. Well, technically, my full-time job is in digital marketing. Been married for 7 years. I have a 19-month-old baby boy, and
the best kid in town.
Best kid in town
Around
for now.
Man,
for show.
For now.
in the 361. We're both 361.
Yeah, we're both
We are
361.
both 361.
Come on,
Yeah.
come on.
I mean,
It's your boy.
All right, so
No.
yeah,
Banda.
let's go ahead and start talking about
Bro.
our. What? Okay, so Chris had a good idea. So what we had running was
Jacob was going to give all proceeds.
profits.
all profits,
All profits.
from merchandise sales would go to adopting families in need. However, Chris had a good idea. Go ahead and
Yeah.
shoot
Okay.
it out.
So the way we're gonna do this.
Oh,
well,
James,
I think
do we need James' approval?
I hate you.
This is who you bought it
James
from.
is the guy who did this for me.
You bought it from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
Well,
James,
make sure to ask James first. But let's say for a donation, which you'll have to sort out all the tax stuff, but I'll leave that to you.
Tax.
you don't pay those.
For a donation of $20 or more, you get one of these pretty little hats. Let's say for a donation of $40 or more,
You get a hat and a lanyard.
and a lanyard. For a donation of
$20.
50. You get
$60 or
Okay.
more,
You get all
Jeez,
three.
man.
You're
You get all three.
Why'd you just ask me that like we were in school? So like,
And we're going to be donating to
families, adopting families for
like,
Christmas.
Okay, that's the name of the.
We're not going to give it to an organization. We have a list of families that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
So write
they're
your checks
gonna
out
tell
to
us-
Jacob Rodriguez.
Yeah. That is actually what it is.
I mean, like seriously, how do you order?
What do you mean?
How do you order the shirts and hats?
Well, that's what like everything we have here. So like, I'm not shipping anything. Everything's going to be bought like in Victoria, which I know it kind of sucks. Whatever.
So you're meeting people at like
Yeah.
Starbucks parking lot.
Yeah, the
giving
random
them their
houses and stuff. No, I'm going to send them to Richard's.
They're coming to my gym.
I'm going to send them to Richard's gym, a safe place.
Okay.
So I've heard. I mean, maybe.
You know,
But
tomato.
yes. Anywho.
That's one expensive lanyard. I kind of said that. I said, man, 20 for a hat and 40 for that lanyard.
It's for a good cause.
Oh man. Anywho, let's go ahead and jump on one of the topics that we had discussed before.
Loyalty. Oh.
Oh my
We're finishing each other's.
No. That was good. That was
awful.
Nicely done right
This
there.
is awful. How many viewers do we have? 11? I love it.
Yeah, right now. Okay, so I had asked you before on a previous podcast about marriage.
Yeah.
However, I didn't get anything out of you. So
For sure.
I'm very private. I'm a private
So
person.
Yeah.
what is the married life like, Chris? And then we can get Richard's perspective because maybe you can give him a little.
What is the marriage? What was?
Yeah. What's the married life like?
Well, I love my wife, so it's amazing.
Sure.
What's the single life like?
The single. Hey, let me tell you, y'all don't know what true love is until you're single, and you can do whatever the hell you want. I love everything that I do. Don't have to ask permission for nothing. I don't even do anything. I'm like, I want to.
But you don't have to.
What do you mean?
You don't have to do any. I mean,
Yeah, I don't have to.
You
That's the
don't.
thing. Is like I can live this bum life for the rest of my life, and
Come on.
you know.
now I think if you were to meet somebody
No.
that because I thought the same thing, man. I thought like, no, I don't know.
remember
I
that,
don't think
Chris.
it'll ever happen.
That's
You
old
remember
Chris.
that person? That's
I
old
missed
Chris.
that, Chris.
Where's that guy?
We could
at?
run this town, man.
Where's that guy?
I think it could happen, man.
Maybe someday.
But
I
see,
don't know.
now where does this fall into? Because, okay, he meets the right one, but obviously he's not prepared.
Right.
So, like, without preparation,
Right.
it's like, could you be missing
Prepared
on a good
for what?
Now the thing
opportunity?
is, like,
prepared. Hold on. Prepared for what?
to take care of somebody.
Well, dude, you've been engaged
at that,
4 times.
At that point.
I mean, one of them's gonna.
At that point.
No, I'm not ready.
At that point, you make an adjustment.
What?
Yeah, at that point, you make the adjustment. Right now, I'm not going to go and
You don't adjust
prepare.
well.
I'm not going to prepare my life to live with somebody if I don't even know if those people are coming. Like, come on. I'm going to live my life and enjoy it right now.
You do you, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You do you.
I like it.
Party it up.
You
But
do.
anyways, let's get back to.
All I know is that, like when I got engaged, right when I proposed, I was a music major in college. So besides like going off and getting my master's degree, which I didn't do, like I wasn't really, I didn't know what I was going to
Yeah,
do. either.
Exactly.
You know what I
See?
mean?
I remember the first time I met Yolanda. It was at one of my
Her name is
scrimmages.
Ileana.
Yeah,
by
but
the
it's-
way.
Her name is Ileana. Why do we
It's
call her
Yolanda.
Yolanda?
I don't know. Y'all have called it.
We
that.
made the
Y'all
mistake the
met her.
first time whenever we met her. We made the mistake and accidentally called her Yolanda, and she was like, "My
You're
name's
stuck.
Ileana," and we're like, "No, it's Yolanda now."
Yeah, it's-
like
We know your name better than you do.
I love it.
But I met her at a scrimmage my senior year in high school. I remember like I was
Yeah.
2011.
yeah, it was right after the scrimmage. I was leaving. I saw Chris and he was like, "Hey, this is Ileana."
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
you
All I
weren't there. You
remember is-
never supported anything that I do back
That's
then.
true.
So you weren't there.
Still don't.
Or now.
Still don't. Yeah, you don't support Chris. I don't support you.
Damn.
Oh,
Damn.
But I support
off the
you.
screen. Off the screen. But you support me. I support you. We support. You know, that's what I figured. That's how it works. But hey,
It's an odd little triangle that we've got
It's
going
a-
on here.
it's more of a line.
I guess, yeah.
So I'm just
More
kidding.
of a ray.
Yeah, hooray.
Hey, I support people,
I
man.
heard that since calculus. I heard that since calculus. That is weird.
I've never heard that because I never took calculus.
Yeah.
Hooray.
No, but married life.
Yeah.
What's the deal? What's the buzz about this? This married life. This married life.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, chill out.
I will say this, man. So how you've been married for what? A year?
Almost a year.
Yeah.
Made the mistake about a year
I
ago.
think there's a ghost outside the window. I'm not sure.
It's the dogs being stupid.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, that one's dead.
He's probably asleep.
Eyes are open though, so we're good. Almost a year. Yeah.
I will say that, I mean, we're going on 7 years. We're going on 7 years, and we have a kid, and so...
So you're stuck.
Someone once told me, do you know why divorce is so expensive?
Because it's worth it.
Because it's worth it.
Wow.
But somebody else
It
also
was
said
just fun.
that
It
it's
was
cheaper
funny.
to keep her. So,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Not that we're talking about divorce in any sense of the word.
Well, it's
I mean,
actually funny
it's
'cause
like,
my friend that told me has been married for like 7 years, so. And happily, so it's cool.
Chris, you said that?
that is, by the way,
not Chris.
not me that said
That
that.
is not Chris.
Oh, man.
Yeah, y'all. I see what y'all are trying to do.
I'm not
here.
trying to do anything.
I
I'm
see
just,
what y'all
I'm
are
just,
trying
Probably watching. my
I'm
friend,
just
so.
going with it. Anyways, so
How do you see how many people?
Yeah,
so
you
we
see
got
the-
13 live, the
See
little
live
eye at the top.
eyeball?
Oh, I see.
But so
You obviously didn't think of anything to ask.
no. I definitely got
Oh,
stuff.
I need a
that,
hat.
Who said that you need a hat? Oh,
You seen my hair?
I guess. I mean, that's that's where I wanted to kind of go. Did you ever see yourself getting to this point, to getting married, to being
No.
the person that you are today, right?
No, and that's what if I could change anything, like if I could tell anything to people who like are not married yet or are engaged or whatever the case might be. So okay, let me ask you this. Let me start
Oh, God, here we go.
with this scenario. It's
coming at me.
Okay, so you're single, right?
Hell yeah.
Got a lot of freedom.
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
a little bit of loneliness. Maybe
lot.
a lot of loneliness. I don't know.
A lot.
But I know that the two go hand in hand, right? So, oh wow.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So it would take like a very special lady, right, to come along and like take you from this,
Yes.
this
Brilliant
But if-
life that I
life
have.
of freedom that you live,
Exactly.
or whatever you want to call it. It's not what I would call it, but whatever you want to call it. Let's say that you meet this person, right? Let's say that she's everything you've ever dreamed of. Let's say that she supports you and your dreams. Let's say that like you support like
I feel like I'm gonna cry right now.
like see, I'm even talking about her, and you're like, oh man, this is okay.
Who is this person?
Let's say that like she has her own dreams and her own, and like you respect that and you support that and you have a lot in common. Let's say that you propose.
And she says
Okay.
no.
And you propose. She's probably gonna say no. But if she's everything I just talked
smart.
about, she's probably gonna say no. She's gonna run.
Yeah.
Let's say that you propose. She says yes, and y'all are planning on getting married.
Uh-huh.
Are you marrying her so that she can make you happy, or are you marrying her so that you can make her happy?
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa. Gandhi. Hold on.
This is
Hold
a
on.
real
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
This
Hold
is
on.
a real
I'm
thing.
trying to process it still.
Is this free therapy?
So,
Not therapy.
am I marrying her so she can make me happy, or am I marrying her so I can make her happy?
Right.
That's tough because I've had thoughts. My thoughts on this is like you should make yourself happy. She should make herself happy, and then together y'all could be a happy couple. Now, at the same time, you have to be willing
why
to
get
support.
married?
If you're making yourself happy.
Charles said deep. I like it. Well, that's the thing. But like,
That's Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie.
his real name is Charles.
Charles.
I
Charlie.
know him. But yeah, okay. Facts, Chris. Everybody's jumping on Chris, but you've got a good point. Then why are you getting married?
Yeah. If you're already.
Well, 'cause it should never be somebody else's responsibility to make you happy,
So
should
here's
it?
my question. How well are you doing making yourself happy?
I'm extremely happy. Every day I wake up with a smile on my face. Why are we coming after
That's a
me
lie.
right here?
That is a
Why
lie.
are we coming
You guys-
after me
Because
right
y'all
here?
made it sound like I said something about divorce and I didn't. So I'm on you now.
I never.
You messed up.
It's just funny that my friend really. Okay.
I mean, that's a good point. What would your answer to that be? Are you, because man, I don't think that a relationship should get in the way of either person's goals. If she has a goal to do something, I have a goal to do something, then we should support each other. I used to tell people all the time, like, not that I'm anywhere near in a good relationship, right? But like, you should have your goals. You should have your goals as a spouse, and then y'all should have y'all's goals together. Right? So it's like, my goals are to accomplish this. My goal as a spouse is to support her in whatever way that she needs. And then my goal as a unit, as a couple, is to do this or whatever it might be. So that was always kind of my take on it. But what is for you? Are you marrying her for her to support your dreams, or for you to support hers?
Responsibility to make your spouse happy, but a want to.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I would agree with it. So the way you're thinking about it is because this is how most people think about it before they get married, is they think about it in terms of like goals and,
And if I can interrupt,
please.
because I see this a lot. Because
Somebody's finally going to talk about.
post this a lot.
Okay, whatever.
But you always reference it to the Conor McGregor thing. But even before that, you've always made this post. He knows what I'm talking about. What?
Conor
Conor McGregor?
McGregor, I hate
Oh,
him.
no, it's about because your post is always like,
I think he's a nice guy.
Anytime Jacob posts anything about a girl, it's like it's always the same concept, different gifs or whatever it is that you call them. What are they called? Pictures. Anyways,
different content.
memes. Yeah, different. Yeah.
Okay, different memes.
And it's
Okay,
always
gotcha.
like when I find someone that supports my dreams.
Have I always?
Yes, it's always
What?
the Conor McGregor because you know how his.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
I did.
when
I
they
did
support
post,
my
yeah.
dreams and whenever my dreams, and then it's always that. And then there was one like a long thing that you shared one time, and it was like she support. So it's always that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like
Exactly.
Is there a relevance here between what he's saying and then those posts?
Yeah.
Because anytime you post about a girl, which that's the only time, it is always that content.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
Well,
It's like,
now I know.
when she supports me,
It's not even about any. I don't have to have a woman that supports me. Like,
We know. We see.
I mean, that could be it. That could be, I mean, I don't have to have somebody that supports me. I could,
Jesus wasn't married.
you know.
I've heard that one.
You want to know why?
I've heard that.
He's a smart man.
The smartest. The wisest.
He accomplished some great things on his own. You want to talk about goal oriented? That man.
He wasn't held back at all. Like, just kidding. I'm
You
kidding.
want to know how he accomplished everything?
You're just-
He didn't have to go home to somebody. Now I'm playing. Okay.
Anyways.
We need to stop. I'm sweating.
Do y'all? I need to get y'all a Bible, man. Like y'all
had
no
one.
idea
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
be dumb right now.
Oh my god. Yeah, but no, as far as like, I don't need somebody to support my dreams. Like, I can support somebody else's dreams. There's plenty of times that I have been with a woman and they say, "Hey, I want to do this," and so I'm like, "Okay, how do you plan on getting that process started?" Right? Because I've started a business from zero, so I know how to get it off the ground. So how do you plan on doing that? How can I help? Right? Recently, I had a girlfriend who, not recently, it's been like a year and a half too. She liked to paint, and she always told me, she's like, "I want to be a painter. I want to paint, and I want people to buy my paintings, this and that." Well, she had a ton of paintings, but she wasn't trying to sell them. She was worried about this, worried about that. She didn't know how to sell them. So I told her, "How are we going to do this? Right? How are you going to start selling your paintings?" And then, I introduced her to the world of Facebook Marketplace and like running ads on
Was she
Facebook
a
and
caveman?
stuff like that. What?
Was she a caveman? I
Well, no,
introduced
she
her to
knew- she-
Facebook and
No, like
social
like
media.
the
people.
marketplace
I'm just
and like
Showed her
how
what
to
a
run
cell phone is.
how to run it. You know what I mean? He would have probably gotten his goal done faster with a wife, though. Maybe talking about Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
But okay, so like, what is the right answer to that question?
Well, I don't know that there's a right answer. I will say that.
It's just something to think about.
Well, I will say that what you're thinking about, like when you think about marriage, if we were to do like a word association game, right, where like I say a word and then you say the first thing that comes to your mind, I think if I were to say the word marriage, you would say the word goals,
Oh,
because that's what. But
I would probably say mistake.
there's
But-
there's so much more. I mean, you're living with this person every single day, so daily life is like I think that when you think about marriage, you think, okay, how does that impact my goals? How does that impact my dreams? And how do I impact her goals and her dreams? But how are y'all gonna live together?
Oh, because I'm
That-
like the greatest person ever to live with.
You've lived with him.
Yeah, but he's also not my spouse. Like, I can hate him. That's okay. You know what I mean? I can't hate my spouse.
You could.
What?
I mean, I don't know.
That don't make sense.
Like,
What I'm saying is when it comes,
I can't sit down with him and be like, "Hey, babe, you need to do the dishes." You know what I mean?
Why wouldn't
You
just
can't do
them
that.
yourself?
To,
Yeah,
you can't
I
do
mean-
that to your wife either.
I know. I just thought about it after I said that.
And the problem has come out.
There we
You
go.
need to wash the dishes. You need to do my laundry.
And that is the problem.
Ray, please don't do that to me, bro.
so
Actually, that's the first thing that popped in his head.
Oh man.
So really, you're marrying her so that she can make you happy.
So she,
No, it's not even. I'm not marrying anybody. That's the thing.
I'm saying if you were to meet that person,
I don't even give the opportunity to meet that person. Like if we're digging deep here, right? The reason I'm not in a relationship is because I choose not to be. Right? I have chosen not to be in a relationship because of past things that have happened while I was in a relationship. So I have never fully committed
So you're
to
damaged.
a relationship. Exactly. Right? And I've told you this on a podcast before.
how many of those other ones?
I was in a relationship for 3 years. right? Things didn't turn out well. I had put everything into that relationship, and it didn't work out well. So I've never fully given myself another relationship. Could I, in the relationships I've been in since then, could I have been better? Yeah. But I go into those with the mindset that I had at the end of the last one, which is these aren't going to work.
Sure.
This isn't going to happen. You know what I mean? So right now, I guess like you could be saying goals. When I get to where I want to be, then I can say, okay, now I'm ready for a relationship. But I'm not in that point now, and I don't know when I will be. But that's why.
The problem
Now-
with that is where you want to be always. You're never really there. It's like, oh, I want to be here, and then it's like, oh, just then it's this, and then it's that, and then it's that. It's very, especially with you, with your mindset.
Yeah, I have no idea what I want to do.
We know.
But see, well, okay. To your point earlier about like, where you said, okay, it's you make yourself happy, and then
Yeah.
So I do think that that's where. Okay, so for me, the answer is, I get married to make her happy.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And I think both parties, both spouses, go into the marriage and relationship that way. Now, the only way that happens is if, to your point, they're already happy on their own.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
Like you're correct, but that is in order to serve and honor and lift up your spouse.
So one of my big it sounds dumb saying requirements, but like if I'm gonna get with somebody and if I'm gonna be in a relationship with somebody, one of like my biggest requirements is like she has to have a goal. Like she has to want something for her life.
We're
right?
back to goals.
Yes,
See what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
We okay, I can see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's what he was saying.
Now I'm like, okay, all right, this guy's on to something. But yeah, she has to have a goal. She has to want something. I cannot get with even if she doesn't have it figured out, right? But I can't get with somebody who's okay with the bare minimum, right? And that sounds weird because it's like, oh, well, you're living your life with the bare minimum. But I'm living this way because I know that I have to live this way now to get to where I want to go in the future. And for what I want in the future. I'm okay with living this type of lifestyle. If I can't get with somebody who understands what it is to live the bare minimum to get to where you want to go, you get what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like I have to be with somebody who wants more than just...
What if her goal is to be the best stay-at-home mom ever?
Then we could do that.
Now we're talking.
No, because like
That's real, man.
yeah, because
that's real.
like,
If that's her goal, we could do that. Like then I'm going to say, okay, this is how you clean the
yours.
That messed up already. You already broken up. You done messed up already.
That was a complete joke. But no, if that is her goal, I'm a very different kind of person, right? Like I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do this. So I'm not going to get with somebody who's living for the weekend. Like this is probably the best way that I can put it. I'm not going to get with somebody who works Monday through Friday so that way they can do whatever they want on Saturday. I'm getting with somebody who's going to work Monday through Friday so that way we can grind on Saturday to accomplish her goals in the future. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I can't be with somebody if her goal is 8 to 5.
Yeah, I mean that's 99% of
What if?
people.
Yeah,
But
like, what if
that's
her
what I'm saying is I'm not
the
looking
job that she wants.
Yeah,
is
it's
a
a
9 to
regular
5
9 to
job.
5.
that's fine. But that's the thing is there has to be a job that you want. Don't tell me that you want to stock
What if she has the
Walmart.
job she wants?
Then that's perfect. Then we're already there as long as she's
So she's good.
Yes.
She's like, I don't want.
but she has to want something. Does that make any sense? There are too many people out there who don't want anything, like they're not striving for anything out of life. If you achieve your goal, that's great. But like there are too many people again that are living for the weekend.
I think what you're talking about is somebody that just has the same mindset as you.
Yeah.
Which is,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is
So they need to have your goals.
No, not my goals.
Like parallel, similar goals as you.
Not even similar.
'Cause
We
a lot
could
of
be in
people
completely
are
the
different
same,
completely
the
fields.
same
okay.
drive.
Same drive. That's what I'm
Towards
looking
what?
for.
Like
Towards
entrepreneurship or
their own-
No, whatever they want to do.
Yeah, but
if they want to be an entrepreneur, then that.
But, okay,
if they
so-
want to be a doctor, okay. Don't tell me that you want to be a doctor and then you're not going to school to be a doctor.
What if their goal is to be a nurse and then they become a nurse, but they're off every weekend?
But
Is there
that
a problem with
you're taking the 9 to 5 thing way too literal.
No. But that's it. Like they reached their goal. Now they just want to build a family and be happy.
Then that's fine. Like as long as you had a goal and you've reached for that goal, like there's got to be some kind of work for this, work towards that kind of thing.
Let me ask you that. I'm not trying to. I just.
Yeah, go for it.
What if they've already met that goal though?
Before they met you.
Like,
I was about to say that.
like they wanted it.
That's fine because they understand what it is to like get like.
So you want somebody who's either trying to get there or is already there.
I just want somebody who's willing to put in the work to get to where they want to go. Now, if you're already where you want to go, I'm cool with that. That's perfect. Okay. But like I run into too many people, and the guys can sound so bad. I'm like,
no, I mean,
I've been single for long enough that I've met enough women that they're like, oh, I want to do this, but yet they're working a shitty job Monday through Friday and then going and partying on Saturday, Sunday.
Where'd you find them? Out of curiosity.
Same place that they would find me.
At the party on Saturday.
I don't party. I don't party.
Out of curiosity, like Facebook, like where do you?
Where I run into people. You know, you run into.
Where is that? You go to the library?
You just naturally run into people, dude. Like I'm single. You remember what it was like whenever you're single? You're
Golden Corral.
You go somewhere. You go somewhere to eat. You think the waitress is cute. Y'all start chatting it up. You get her number, and then you start talking, and then all of a sudden she wants.
So
to be
you're almost 30.
She wants to be a waitress for the rest of her life.
Yeah, maybe that's what makes you happy. Maybe that's your goal. Is there something wrong? How is that any better or worse than a stay-at-home mom or like what's any different? Like maybe that's your goal. So you don't. That's what I'm saying. So you want
no. See, but you're taking it. You're taking it so and like they don't have to be goal oriented way up
what
here.
If their goal is to be a
no. They're.
Can I just say that this is premium content right here, guys?
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
So
at the party, CC.
Anyways,
y'all need to have her on the show.
Oh yeah, her and David.
She'll school y'all. They'll school y'all both. All of us. They'll school all of us.
Hold on.
Real good.
No. So the thing is, if they want to be a waitress, right? That's fine. But you're taking things like way too literal. Way too literal. Right? So if they want to be a waitress, that's fine. I don't want to be with somebody who just wants to wait because they want to party on a Saturday. There's got to be some kind of a end goal that they're looking for. You're taking everything like way too literal. You're just like, you're like, oh, 8 to 5, 8 to 5.
You're saying like
they're a waitress.
They need to have goals. They need to meet this standard. But it's like, okay, once they do that, they can do whatever, if that's your standard. So now you're
my standard is as long as they want something out of life.
So what you're saying,
they have a goal in life.
Okay, so what if they hit that goal, right? So
then that's fine.
I guess what I'm getting at is he's saying they have to hit that goal and not party on the weekends. Is what I'm seeing. Because what if they hit that goal and can still afford to party on the weekends, still afford to.
But that's not the life he wants.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's another.
So that would mean y'all have something very out of.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're not going to get with somebody who is completely different than you. You know what I mean?
Not in that sense, no.
Exactly.
Ileana and I are complete opposites.
For sure.
As our I think,
like personality wise, but as like values.
I think most married couples are like
values, morals. Those things have to somewhat align.
Sure.
Yeah. So if you know what I mean, if they value going out and partying and it's such a priority to them, that's not somebody that I'm going to be like, I want to be with them for sure.
Yeah. And the only reason I say because he said that's the only reason about it. He was like, my number one priority, my main priority is that they, or he said requirement.
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks.
My job here is done.
He said my one requirement is they have that goal.
Yeah, but obviously when you go into a relationship, the morals and your values automatically have to match up, right?
Sure. And I'm just saying that because I know a bunch of successful people, that are very, very successul and do whatever the hell they want Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah, and then their spouse has the same moral value.
Yeah.
Like,
So
you know what I mean? I'm not I'm not going to be cool with somebody going out and partying while I'm like, okay, babe, I'll be at home playing NBA with Richard.
Hey, whatever.
That's not something that
that's
really...
what I was kind of getting to. Because it's like if it's just goal-oriented or success-oriented, I just know a lot of people that do that, like that are very successful and they go do whatever they want. I think that's crazy. I don't have the mindset. But I know a lot of people that do. Like, and I'm like, man...
No, it's just obviously like values and morals. Like if I meet somebody, they have to somewhat like if they go out and party and do whatever when we meet, that's cool. But like they got to understand if this is gonna move on and progress, somebody's gonna have to give, right? I'm gonna have to start going out with them and stuff, or we meet in the middle. You know what I mean? There's got to be something along those lines that have to happen.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like growing together and all that other marriage crap that y'all talk about, whatnot.
Yeah.
But anywho, what is? I asked Richard this question. He couldn't give me an answer to it. What is like your keys to a happy, successful marriage? Relationship, marriage, it could go either way.
Sure. Yeah. And again, I think it's what I said earlier about both spouses being there to serve and honor the other. You know what I mean? And I think that's really it, man. I don't know that there's any secret other than consistency, and just like anything else, like when you're training or when you're, you know what I mean? Like it's
I've been
the same
real
thing.
consistent.
I mean,
Eating.
you know, it's every day. You know what I mean? Striving to make the other person happy, striving to make yourself happy, so that you can make that other person happy every day. I think.
What was the moment that you knew that Yolanda was the one?
When I first met her.
Really?
Well, let me say this. She wasn't so sure about me. I had to put some work in. You know,
That's the way it usually is, bro. It's like,
that's
you know,
that's the way
they look at you and you're like, trust me, I'm funny. Like. Oh, dude, I fight that battle every time too. Like,
man,
like, oh, you're so nice, and it's like, yeah.
To be honest,
I look like the bottom of somebody's foot, but come on.
To be honest, it was a lot of moments, man. And to your point, some of it was in how she supported me while I was in school, and while I was at the college, practicing 8 hours a day and sleeping 3-4 hours a night or whatever. Some of it was that.
Yeah.
To your point, where she would call and say, "Have you eaten?" and say, "Nope, I've been in the practice room." Okay, and she would bring me food and say, "Hey, enjoy. I'm out."
Yeah.
And just leave me alone. You know what I mean? Like some of it was that. Some of it was, because we met in church, so we knew that our values were aligned. So seeing her relationship with God, and knowing that that's something that like I have and that I value. It was a lot of things, man. You know what I mean? Seeing how she cares about people, seeing how she cares for
her
people.
values.
It was a lot of things. I don't ever really think that there's any one
moment that you were like, oh,
you
this
know
is
what I
it.
mean? I think along the way you become
I think I know
more
when
and
your
more
moment
sure.
was. The first time she went off on a waiter when y'all were eating out, because she's a thug.
Yolanda?
Were y'all there for that?
I've been there for.
Is that were you all there for that? You got to witness one of those, huh?
I've been there for a couple.
Oh man,
She's a thug.
Really?
She's a thug.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
When Eliana, really?
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah. We were waiting for 10 minutes, and that was enough.
We're out of here.
Yeah,
8 minutes too long.
She's definitely.
I'm just kidding.
She's definitely more.
The key is yes, dear.
What's the word I'm looking for? Like she knows what she wants.
Yeah.
And that's, to that point about like people who are married normally tend to be total opposites. Like Dave Ramsey says, like there's a nerd and a free spirit. I'm definitely the nerd. She's
You don't say.
definitely
With those glasses?
Yeah, I mean, if she were the nerd, I mean, she'd have to be a real nerd. But she's definitely the free spirit, and she definitely knows what she wants, and she's definitely gonna fight for it. And by that same token, she definitely.
So it is one of those
right
like
as well.
Like what you're missing, like she's there for, and what she's missing, you're there for, kind of a things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, man, for sure. Because like she doesn't want to keep track of a budget. Like that's That's not something that she's into at all.
I need
but,
to find me one of those.
But I enjoy sitting at a spreadsheet,
sure.
going like, "Oh, cool. How many do we?" You know what I mean? Like, I love that
too,
stuff,
me
dude.
too.
I'll
Oh
do
my
that
God.
all day.
Oh, show.
But she's not going to.
Yeah.
What she's good at. So I'm like good at the maintenance.
Uh-huh.
She's good at getting us new stuff. So like
Oh, bet. Shopping?
with the like finding good deals. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
things that make sense. When we sold our house, like she was really good at like and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. So like our gifts sort of,
I got you.
you know,
Intertwined.
It's sort of like a yin and yang.
So
type
so
of
now
deal.
that we've gotten Chris's perspective, Richard, what are your keys to a
We
good
talked about this
successful?
before.
Yeah, and you completely like pushed it off.
I didn't.
Like,
I just don't. I can't.
I don't know. I have
Pinpoint
no idea.
one thing, because to me it's like a season. And we had this conversation because he's like, I don't believe. Not that you don't believe, but you don't get the season thing.
Yeah, I don't get.
I'm like, it's just it's like season to season. Like there's
yeah, but
certain
you've had
seasons-
one long season.
That's probably,
I've had multiple long.
You know what I mean? Because like we like being married, we had a season where we dated our spouses, where we were engaged, where like our jobs, and you know what I mean? Like I've had more seasons than you because I've had a lot of different jobs along the way. Like you're gonna enter in the season of parenthood.
yeah.
Which is a totally different thing.
Season of broke.
I can't
which-
wait
You know
for
what I
going
mean?
back to that.
That's a whole nother.
Yeah, I'm about
whole
to be
nother
broke
deal.
again, and you know, yeah, yeah, the season of being broke again. So no, but yeah. So to me, it's more seasonal, man. There's been times where I've got to play one role, and times where I play the other role, and then vice versa. You know.
So being able to adjust is kind of like one of the keys is like just being able to adjust and make changes as your spouse needs you to, right?
As the season needs you to.
Okay.
Does that
I
make
like
sense?
that better.
So, like for instance, when Miles was born and Ileana had to work, my job allowed me to stay home some days with Miles. So I was staying at home with the baby, and Ileana was going to work. And I was like, I would work like in his nap time, or whatever. But doing whatever you need to do, like she had to go to work, and like we didn't want to do childcare.
Yeah.
And we do now.
Yeah.
Because it's good for him, but we didn't want to then, and then that season kind of shifted. So now I'm working 5 days a week, and she's working 2 days a week or whatever, and he's in school. So it's just gonna change, and I think like you're saying, like fluidity. Is a major part of that, and like not just from season to season, but like day to day, man.
Yeah. Oh, for
know what
sure.
I mean?
And that's one of the, like that's what I say. That's probably been the biggest, because for me, it rides so much on with owning a business. There's so much up and down. It's like everything was really, really good for 2 years, and then we started building the gym, and we ran into a lot of issues with that when we were doing the construction where we're at now. And so it was a really down season for me. And then it's good, and then Corona.
Yeah.
So there's like so much give and take with that. That every
So
season.
both sides are adjusting. It's not just
Oh,
one.
for sure,
It's both
for sure.
sides are going through those
Oh yeah,
seasons.
and then it's like Corona happens, the gym starts failing, she got laid off, and it's like
so
whoa.
much like we were talking before, it's like there are times when you have to be supportive of her goals, and then she has to be supportive of yours, and
Sometimes,
backing each
see,
other.
that's where it's like, because like the Corona thing was like just survival.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like goals. It was like the gym went to shit. We lost almost 50% of our customers, but on top of that, she got laid off.
Yeah.
So it's like just straight up survival.
Yeah.
And there's times where everything's great, and it's more of a relax, and then and enjoy, and it's just so it's crazy. It's
Definitely.
crazy.
And that's hour to hour sometimes.
So let me
You know what I mean?
let me ask you
For sure.
for both of y'all, really, this is kind of your mindset when you're looking at your wife or the marriage that you're in. Is it a mindset of if we went to the dirt, like this person would have my back no matter what, or is it I would never allow us to get that low? You know what I mean? Because with life, you never know. Like everything could just burn down in 1 minute, right? So
Job.
you get
It's gone.
not like the end
took
of
off.
not like the
She took off
too.
not like the end of the world, but like let's say just out of nowhere something happens,
He's never
because
read Job.
things can happen.
Yeah.
I have read Job. Thank you very much. You talking about Job? I've read Job.
I didn't ask y'all. I want gizzards.
Like let's say the gym, something happens, the gym goes down, right? Is it one of those things that you're now saying like, I'm not going to let us drop down. I'm starting something new, and I'm gonna pick it up before we ever even hit the ground.
If the gym
or is it
started
one of those
sucking-
that you know for a fact that like, even if we hit dirt, she would be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, if the gym started going down, we've talked about it. I mean, throughout Corona, I was finna go work at Walmart with Fernando. Like, me and him were gonna. But it's like, if the gyms went down, I would get a job. But then, if she wasn't laid off, like, if capable, she would definitely pick up 40 hours. Without it, you know, in the drop of a, you know, drop of a hat. She'd pick up 40 hours, I'd go to work. So I think it's more of a team thing, you know?
Yeah, and it's a look, I mean, with my wife and with your wife, I mean, we committed to spending the rest of our lives, like, honoring this person and serving this person, and they us, right?
Yeah.
So, like, whatever it takes to do that, and whatever it takes to support and provide, like, for them. And again, she's thinking that same way about our marriage as well. You know what I mean? You haven't made that commitment, so you don't have to think about that. Heyo,
Gotta worry about nothing, baby.
Now, here's the thing, though. To be clear, I'm glad I made that commitment. Like, I'm very glad I made that. It was worth it. She was worth it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And my son is worth it as well. You just haven't met that person that's worth it yet.
Maybe. Maybe.
And maybe you never will.
No. Hey,
Hopefully not.
hopefully.
You'll be grateful you did, man. When you do, you will be grateful.
Hey, maybe,
pizza right here.
maybe, dude. I asked you if you wanted a pizza.
gizzards.
Anyways, okay. So since I asked
I
Chris,
gotta go get Ileana.
what time?
At 4?
They said they're almost done.
Oh my
30 minutes?
God.
25, 30 minutes?
She said they're wrapping up.
Yeah.
So what? 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Since we asked Chris this question, what was the moment that you knew with Bianca? Because y'all had a long, like, knowing each other
Yeah.
kind of stint.
That's called a relationship.
I couldn't tell you.
no.
I'm not gonna lie.
No. Like even before then,
there's-
because you used to train her at the Heat, right?
Yeah, I've known her.
And,
since
like, you knew her-
I was 18 when I met her.
Yeah. Because we used to play basketball at Faith Academy.
Church camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, that's-
I could not tell you. I can't pinpoint.
Yeah. It was-
I just can't.
I don't know. I just couldn't.
I couldn't tell.
I figured I might as well just settle for one of them.
I could. I just.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
there's not like a pinpointing. I'm just not that type of person though either. Is it like the same thing? And this is like a conversation me and B had, and I'm not being like insensitive or anything, but it's like when we go to the baby's ultrasounds. You know, like I love it, I enjoy it, it's cool to see, it's awesome.
You're
but
not
I'm-
an intimate
I
person.
don't have that like emotional thing with the ultrasound. Like when the baby's here, that's different. But it's like I'm not gonna go to an ultrasound and be like, you know, oh my gosh, you know, like I'm just not. Me and her have talked about that because I don't know why. I see the ultrasound, it's awesome. I love seeing the heart, hearing the heartbeat and all that. It's
I think
cool.
that's what got me at
But
your
it's
wedding.
like-
I'm not gonna lie, because I know you. You're not an intimate person. You're not like an emotional
That's
person.
sensitive.
But when she walked out and you started crying, I was like, "This
God.
son of a."
Everybody, dude, they have a
I just
picture.
started crying, and I was
I
like,
have a friend of
"Ah."
mine, the same friend that I was talking about that said the divorce thing, the funniest divorce thing. Anytime he wants to cry, he does this. And there's a picture of him doing that.
Hey, I know who you're
Everybody
talking about
else
now.
is crying. Yeah,
No,
so it wasn't
you
you.
said
It
that. I
wasn't
know who
Chris.
you're talking
It wasn't
about.
Chris.
But yeah, I think that's what got me at your wedding is because like I saw the emotion then, and I know you're not an emotional person, so I know that you were feeling it, and I was just like, oh man,
This
dude, like,
motherfucker.
and I told myself too, I was like, I'm not gonna cry, like I'm not gonna cry because I am an emotional person. Like
Yeah.
everything I do is built on emotion. So
It's healthy.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. But I'm a very emotional person, so I was like having to hype myself up before we walked out there, and I was like, I'm not gonna cry.
Nah, I was emotional
I'm not-
beforehand.
And then they were telling me before we walked out, like, because all the groomsmen and bridesmaids
Yeah.
were like lined up, and they're like, oh, you're gonna cry, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna cry. It's not gonna happen.
There-
And then you walk out, and I start crying, and then Banda taps me on the shoulder. He was like, I told you.
That's bad for you. A lot went into that, man, because I was getting emotional in the back, and then it's just I think a lot. Like when Aristus and Theola came in, like
Yeah.
that was real emotional for me.
Yeah.
There's just so much. I don't know, man. It's the support factor on that one. There was a lot that went into that.
Yeah,
I was
for
emotional in the
sure.
back, for sure. I mean, just having all of us. Well, you were in the back with me. Just
Cool.
having
I
all of
was
us
there.
there, like that's. And we have 10 minutes, so I could talk. But I was like, man, I was talking to some of my friends. I'm like, man, it just trips me out because this is probably the only event in my life that, like, mom, dad, and those both sides of the family were together, and it was for like one common goal.
Yeah.
So like that was emotional too, and like that's huge. And it was so
Yeah.
cordial, and everything ran good. And then when Theola and Arista showed up, and it was like, man, it was just
'Cause it's like
it was
another-
a perfect
another
scenario.
family coming
It's
in,
another
yeah.
family
Right.
that was like such a huge
Helped
part
raise
of our
you,
life.
yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, man. It's just like to me, it was the perfect scenario, and it just like it was just overwhelming for sure.
Yeah.
Like so much, like crazy. Like
It's
you
crazy.
think
Like
about it
even
that,
now, like
yeah.
God damn.
even leading up, I told my friends, I'm like, man, I know y'all want to have a good time. Like, y'all want to have fun. If y'all want to drink, have at it. I'm like, if y'all want to, whatever y'all want to do. I'm like, but for me, this is like way deeper than anything. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm like, this is way deeper. I'm like, it's the first time anything like this in my life would ever happen. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was
So-
definitely a shower of emotion.
That is crazy. So we're gonna kind of like segue. I know that we only got a few more minutes left, but we only said that we're gonna touch a little bit on like
Life.
our childhood and stuff, right? But who would have guessed growing up that we would be where we are now?
True.
You know what I mean? Like, who would have guessed that Richard would have been in the position that he's in? We kind of all knew where I was going.
Not me.
For Chris, who would have thought that you would be where you were? There was a point in time, about teenage years, that I was like, I don't know what this guy is doing.
Same. I didn't know what I was doing either.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, like, to think about, like, where we come from and, what we've been through all together.
Yeah.
And then to where we are now, like, it's crazy, which is, like, what...
We need another podcast because I always want to have the nature and nurture talk with Chris, which I think would be
Nature and
amazing.
nurture.
But
That
on
would
top
be
of
good.
that,
Next
it's-
time.
if there's one for sure, if there's one thing I really think, because if you think about it, right, think about growing up. If there's one thing I always tell B is like, with as crazy as it was, right, as bad as it was to like in general, it was never that bad to us because we were always with each
Oh,
other.
I say it all the time, dog. I
Yeah.
tell...
It was
For
the,
sure.
the situation was bad, but it's like we always had each other.
Yeah.
And I think we made it, to us, it wasn't as bad as it actually should have been.
Yeah.
And us being able to overcome that, I mean, that just, to me, that parallels so much into life.
When
Yeah.
when asked about our childhood, the first thing that pops into mind is never the bad stuff. It's
just
always
like-
like the stuff that we did together that
Yeah.
Right.
that like
Right.
we came up with nothing. We had
Wrestling
We had to.
matches.
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
I tell Liliana all the time, like, if something like brings up a memory and that I haven't thought about in a long time, I'll tell Liliana like, oh man, the boys and I,
Yeah.
yeah.
like we used to
Like-
do that, like in the backyard.
Yeah.
we were trying to fix this little toy Batmobile that never.
Yes,
worked. No, we never.
we took turns like
Stupid
one
stuff like
person
that.
would be in, everybody
Freezing
else would be
toys.
pushing. Freezing
Freezing
Come
toys.
on, for what?
For what?
It was the coolest
How was
thing
that?
ever. We did that for-
I mean,
you didn't even play with it. You just watched it defrost afterwards.
but I tell you what, I'm gonna show Miles how to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, okay, so before we end, let's just segue this, like fatherhood, real quick, because I know it's gonna. That's
Yeah.
a bigger one, but we could just touch on it now, and then next time we get together, we could talk a little bit more in deep.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a child. You've got one coming. What's that like?
Well, I say this to, to people who are expecting kids all the time, is I think just be ready to feel more of every emotion than you've ever felt, like by far. So you're gonna feel 100 times the joy you've ever felt in your life. In the next 5 minutes, you're going to be more mad than you've ever been in your entire life. You will also be, at least for me again, because Miles didn't sleep like the first year of his life, man. We were more tired. I've never felt fatigue like that and exhaustion like that, because you just would not sleep. You just wouldn't sleep. And so for me at least, and again, every child is different, every situation is different, but for me that's what I felt like was happening. It's like, man, I've never felt this much joy, and then I've never been more mad in my life. I've never been more like tired, but I've never been more, and I love my wife so much. I've never loved so much.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
For sure.
So
And-
you're gonna feel more of everything.
And for you, leading up to it, what is it like? Leading up to getting
Anticipation.
ready to be a dad. Like, are you nervous, scared, anything?
No, I'm excited. A lot of anticipation. I think that's a lot where a lot of my goals come in. You know, I always think for her, I'm like, man, David's still tired.
But Celia's fine.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, man. It's driven me to be very goal oriented. I just always think I'm like, all right, man. Where I was at 3, I want her to be better off in 7 and 8.
Right.
Is it
Right.
a
You know, and it's
different
just like-
shift in your mind now that it's like it's not about me, it's about
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Like any decision I make.
yeah.
And it's
well, I mean, we've talked off
yeah.
camera about some stuff like that.
sure.
You know what I mean?
And it's crazy, man, because I've never been one for security. I'm like, man, I'll risk it to make it work, and I usually find a way to make it risk. And now it's like when I go to make a decision, it's like I'm a little more calculated.
Yeah,
I got
you know,
you.
definitely, because even though I know, like, if things went bad, I will work 3 jobs and make it work. It's
Yeah.
like, it's still, I want to be more calculated because I value time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then the very last thing
Segue.
I want to ask you guys. No, the very last one.
Segue. I don't know if
The
you-
very last one is
Transition.
Yeah. Well, okay.
when you were expecting Miles. You obviously had an idea in your head of who you were going to be and how you were going to handle situations with him. Did it change whenever he's finally here and you're like, ooh, man? Because I know we talk a lot, and it's like you're telling me like, oh no, Lena ain't gonna do that. It ain't gonna happen. Not up in here.
Goddamn right.
But
God,
here's
you
the
know,
thing is I hear so many people say that, and then they have their child, and it is completely different.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, is it like that?
Yeah, it is different in that men tend to do this. Anytime I hear like, and I did it too. Like when I first thought of having a son, I thought like, oh man, I'm gonna have a drum buddy. I'm gonna have we're gonna play. Yeah, we're gonna throw the football around. Okay, there's a whole set of years that happens before that. There's a lot that happens. Like guys tend to do that.
Yeah.
We ran into a guy at the restaurant or at a restaurant the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, we're about to have a baby," and he was like, "Man, I'm gonna have a basketball buddy." And there's Miles at 18 months old, and I was like, "Bro, you got a lot.
Yeah,
of time.
yeah, you don't realize.
You got a lot of stuff." But it is different, man. There's no way to communicate because we do have those expectations. For me, there were, for Ileana and I both, like there were things that we said we would never do, and there are things that we said that we would definitely do, and a lot of those
Both of those
are like complete opposite. Like for instance, we always, like Ileana always said, like, dude, I'll never let my baby have long hair. He'll never have long hair.
Locks.
Y'all just saw Miles a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
He's got full long, like he hasn't had a haircut his whole life.
Yeah.
And so
because the first one's always super emotional, right? Like,
yeah, and we love his hair. Like there's just
he's got that
but
old
then,
Billy
like,
Ray Cyrus.
with dads, how tough you think you're going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Dad tells you all the time because he's having a girl.
Oh,
like,
dude, you're
Dad
you're
says
done for, bro.
He says it all the time. He's
You're
like,
done
you can
for.
think that you're the meanest, gonna be the toughest, and he's like, and then you have your little baby girl, you have
Yeah.
your little princess, and
Well-
it's a whole different ball. And I get to play the best part.
Yeah.
I get to be the good uncle.
Yeah, well.
Come on.
Oh, yeah,
Be good
I
uncle.
expect that to happen. I expect there to be a lot of swaying. My primary thing, and this is something I've always said, and I think was really instilled with me, because Dad had this talk with me one time, and I was like, and it clicked. Is just to kind of keep in mind any decision I make. I may sway and change on some of the small things, but the biggest thing, and Dad's always told me this. He always told me, he's like, I have 18 years to prepare you for the real world. After
That's
that,
true.
we can be best friends.
Sure.
He's
Sure,
like,
yeah.
I have 18 years to be your father, to be hard on you, to teach you, understand. There's some things I have to let happen to you. There's some things I can protect you from. He's like, I have 18 years for that. After 18, we can be best friends. He's like, but I'm not your best friend for those 18.
Now-
Oh, and I remember.
Now, in order for you to listen to him and allow for him to prepare you, right?
Yeah.
You have to know that you're loved by him.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So that's in those years before.
Yeah.
Like right now
Yeah.
with Miles, I'm laying a foundation. Hey, I love you more than
Yeah.
you'll ever be able to
Yeah.
understand. So when the time comes
Yeah.
and it's time to start whooping butt,
Equal discipline.
Yeah.
and
he
love.
knows, okay, Daddy's telling me this
Yeah.
because he loves me. And
Yeah.
and a while back, somebody asked me, what are the 3 things you want somebody to?
Oh,
What
yeah,
are
that's
the
gonna be the
3
last thing.
things that you want Miles to remember? Like when he grows up, what do you want him to remember? And I said love, wisdom, support. Those are the 3 things I want him to get from me. Right now, what wisdom am I gonna like? This is red. This is a fire truck. This is the car. You know, like that. That's. But right now, it's just laying that foundation of love, so that, because I agree that is your job as a parent. But in order for them to even listen to you, they have to know that you're loved, and that it's coming from.
So we have 2 minutes left, because I'm watching the clock right here. We have 2 minutes left. I always ask at the end of the podcast, I always ask these 2 questions. Again, I stole them from another podcaster. He's a good friend of mine, though, so it's cool. He said it's cool. Number 1, when you're dead, when this is all over with, what do you hope to have accomplished? Yes.
Man, okay.
At the end of your time,
you could have told me that this was going to be a question in the truck on the way over here.
I almost texted it to you to prepare you for it.
Golly. No, well, I think that's the number 1 thing, right? I want my son and my wife to know how much I loved them. Mm-hmm. And I want my, just like you said, I want my son to be better off than I was, or than I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think he will be.
So, last question here. Mm-hmm. When you're dead, how do you want people to remember you? So first and foremost, like the most important thing for me is they have to know that I'm a Christ follower, man. Mm-hmm. Like they have to know that I have a relationship with Jesus, that I believe in him, that I love him, and then, you know, from there I want them to know that I loved my wife, I loved my son. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's funny because I don't really think about career stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I don't really think about like monetary stuff either. Yeah. Like, I want to leave my, you know, mm-hmm. but when you're talking about deathbed, yeah. Well, that's why I like to ask those 2 questions, because what do you hope to accomplish is more of a career-based thing, and then what do you want to be remembered as? Nobody ever reads in a eulogy like, oh, this guy made $5 million. You know, they don't care about. They say this guy was a great guy. This guy, you know, like I tell Richard, when I'm dead, I want to be remembered as the guy who walked into a room and made it a little bit better. That when people saw me walk in, they got excited because, like, oh, Jacob, he makes everybody laugh, or oh, you know, he's got a positive energy to him. That's how I want to be remembered. For sure. When I die, it's not. I don't want people to remember me as the fighter, or the guy who did this or won that belt or whatever. I want to be remembered as the guy who made everybody's life just a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know.
I love it.
But
it's good, man.
I think we had a good one, guys. I'm gonna edit it up and then we'll post it out again, the edited version, so that way people don't have to hear my cussing. But
cool.
Thanks later, everybody. Me, man. Yeah. Later.
Let's
see if we can end this one right.